Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to unbox our most recent eBay purchase. I mentioned to you guys on the last such video that it's not very often that we purchase single lighters. The vast majority of the purchases that we make are groups of lighters, but here we are for the second time in a row with just a single lighter in a box. And to be honest with you, I was ignorant of this particular lighter until I saw the listing for it on eBay. There were actually two such lighters, different finishes, that were listed by different sellers, but ending within close proximity to each other. And I ended up purchasing the less expensive, the one that was not going to require the greater bid that the other one was. And of course this one is the more plain of the finishes as well. But I'm glad to put my hands on a lighter that not only I've never had before, but one that I'd never even heard of as far as I can remember. This particular seller goes by the username paler777. Appears to be a relatively new seller to eBay. We will take a look inside here, and you can see that they've got this pretty substantial box with a good amount of protection all around it. And then the lighter itself is wrapped in bubble wrap. So A+ job there, paler777. That is exactly the way that I like to see lighters protected when I receive them here in the mail. Now we will see if we can remove the tape and get this unpackaged. That is a really hefty feeling lighter with a high polished chrome finish. Its appearance, at least on the surface, is that of an automatic lighter, just like the Ronsons, even though the execution of the design is a little bit different. It's like when you depress the thumb lever, it lowers the back portion of that snuffer, which raises the top. There you see a file wheel. And you can also see that we have flint debris, old degraded flint that has turned to dust or concrete and adhered to that file wheel. Have some damage to the bottom of the lighter, some missing plating, which was evident in the listing photos. And it says here, cam lighter, made in England, world patents pending. Interesting. Got a fuel screw here, which is too tight to loosen with my thumb or my thumbnail, and also with the flint spring screw that is too tight for me to get that open. But very interesting to me, like I said, that I can't recall ever hearing of this lighter in the past, and yet there were two of them that were listed that were ending within, it may have been minutes of each other, but it was definitely not more than an hour or so. The other one had a really nice chagrin cover, whereas this one is just chrome plated. The seller did note that there was a dent in one side of it, and that is not immediately evident. Maybe a kind of sloping dent on this side, but I can see plenty of scratches, scuffs, that kind of stuff. But I do not see an actual dent. Maybe as I handle the lighter, I will catch it in a certain light and see what that seller saw. But a really interesting lighter that I'm glad to acquire. It looks like we will get to clear out the old degraded flint dust or flint concrete, whatever is actually in there, because the tube is not clear, as would be evident from the fact that the file wheel seems to be spinning freely, even though the flint spring screw is threaded all the way in. It is possible, because it does happen from time to time, that any given lighter may just be designed to work with a shorter flint spring screw, and that flint spring screw not reach all the way up there to the file wheel. That will be the case occasionally as you analyze and determine what you need to do to get an old lighter back up and running. But I believe that in this case that is exactly what is going on, is that the tube, which it looks like in this lighter may be a straight flint tube, going down here from just a little bit left of center and then coming up about the same spot up here on the top. It also looks like that wick chimney may thread off of there, as around the base of the wick you can see that it is a very small hexagonal nut. So we will definitely get this lighter cleaned up, hopefully get it rounded into working order. We will have a video for repairing the spark, clearing out the flint tube, and what all that entails, whether that means taking the lighter apart. Well, that will be an interesting operation for sure. As you can see here, those are some kind of rivets and not screws. So we'll have to see if we can even take this lighter apart from the top. Never endeavored to take one of these apart before, or even one that was designed like this. So whatever the case may be, that is going to be our goal, is to get this vintage, English-made cam lighter, automatic petrol lighter back up and running, and show it off to you as a functional, dependable source of flame when you need to ignite whatever it is that you smoke. Until next time.